Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kevin Johannes, and today I'll be refuting an article by Megan James and her beliefs on why she thinks NCAA athletes should not be paid. I'll be using the problem solution organizational pattern to persuade my audience that college athletes should be compensated financially based off their likeness and revenue. I would like to present my audience. Awesome. Let's get started. In 1863, slavery was temporarily ended. Yes, temporarily. In 1906, slavery was revived through the National Collegiate Athletic Association and the slavery they put on their players. As an athlete all my life, a die-hard fan of all sports across the board, and now a college student, I grew up learning about the controversial system of the NCAA, and now I'm knowledgeable enough to understand and explain what's going on. Although this topic may seem uninteresting to folks who do not like sports, it's actually important to everybody and especially important to college students. An athlete's sport is their craft. Just like a college student may be focusing on art, looking to profit off of their paintings, athletes are looking to profit off of their skill. The NCAA actually completely prevents athletes from profiting off of their skill. It starts with sports, but what are art majors going to do if colleges prevent them from selling their paintings or canvases, etc.? As college students know, we all know how hard it is to survive this journey. Imagine how much harder it would be if your school system prevented you from profiting off of your entrepreneurship and likeness. According to Statista.com, the NCAA closed in on $857 million US through the NCAA March Madness tournament. Coaches were paid, training staff were paid, commentators and analysts were paid, referees were paid, but athletes were not paid. Yes, according to the Business Insider, Coach K brought in $9.2 million last year for coaching a basketball team, while his star basketball player and most popular college athlete in the world, Zion Williamson, brought in a whopping $0. For far too long, NCAA athletes, predominantly African American, have been sacrificing their hard work, skill, blood, sweat, tears, and more to profit the predominantly white NCAA. In her article, Megan James claimed that most people like herself already believe that athletes are getting paid because they receive scholarships, and that's just wrong. Athletes are not paid for their performances and the revenue they bring in. Instead of the millions of dollars they deserve, the NCAA gives them pity scholarships and calls it compensation while pocketing millions of dollars from themselves off of the athlete's hard work and likeness. Not only does the NCAA not pay their athletes, but they have laws set in place that restrict athletes from financial support from anybody without approval from the NCAA. A sincere gesture as simple as the head coach buying his quarterback a cheeseburger could revoke a scholarship and terminate eligibility of an athlete. In the past, notable athletes like Chris Webber and Reggie Bush were stripped of all of their achievements and college accolades simply for receiving financial assistance from family, friends, or boosters. Please be mindful that 70% of the NCAA football and basketball athletes are African American, and 20% of African Americans suffer from poverty. Some of these athletes are in dire need of this financial assistance and couldn't be in the scenarios that they are in without the financial assistance that they received. The law set in place to prevent payment and or compensation of players by school officials and law representatives is a lengthy, laughable, disgusting, horrific, awful list that includes things like receiving free haircuts, Christmas gifts, or using a friend or coach's automobile to get to the game. Doing things like an athlete doing things like this can revoke his eligibility to play and revoke scholarships. It's disgusting. To make matters worse, not only does the NCAA prevent you from receiving assistance from family, friends, boosters, but they prevent you from receiving or profiting, benefiting off of your own self, off the likeness of your own self. That means you're not allowed an agent to access business opportunities like shoe deals, endorsements, commercials, inventions, or almost anything else like that that makes you money. It's terrible. This restricts athletes from exploring what's in their best interest and obligating them to play for free or to throw away their eligibility in college education for exploring something as normal as an internship or opportunity to temporarily play basketball professionally. Although the NCAA prevents you from profiting from your own likeness, of course, they make sure they profit themselves. Popular athletes like Zion Williamson made the NCAA millions off of his name last year. Yet he was compensated with what? A scholarship? Athletes should be able to support their livelihood and prepare for their future by being compensated for their athletic endeavors, especially since it puts their futures at tremendous risks. Athletes are at risk of injury, which can end their careers and change their lives forever. If a collegiate athlete gets hurt while playing, they are at risk of never being able to play again. Other top athletes who get hurt may ruin their draft stock, reducing their chance to play professionally because they hurt themselves playing for free. Blasphemous. Athletes deserve the right to support themselves and make a living in their desired field, just like other students are able to take internships with companies while still being a student. Restricting an athlete from weighing his best opportunities out is detrimental to his future and ultimately not in his best interest. It goes against everything that the college system stands for. Now that I've exposed the corrupt system, I would like to present a reasonable solution to compromise the suffering of athletes with proper compensation based on the revenue and the right for the players to explore professional opportunities. In my plan, athletes will receive a respectable percentage in a royalty revenue-like based system for the money that they will help generate, along with being able to explore professional opportunities as well. Athletes will earn a percentage of jersey sales, bobbleheads, merchandise, and any other advertisement, promotion, marketing associated with their names, just like any other professional sports league would provide. A jersey of UNC superstar Cole Anthony is listed online at about $60. In my plan, Cole will be receiving a third of that $60 considering the production it costs to make the product. Athletes will also earn a portion of the nationwide televised tournaments such as March Madness, college football playoffs, and conference tournaments, which will generate hundreds of millions of dollars. The views go up and down. That being said, athletes' profits will fluctuate with the revenue. All we're asking here for is equality. It's time to end free labor in the college sports world. No longer should student athletes continue to play and work for free. They should and will be compensated for the money that they generate for the corrupt NCAA. Thank you.